let's talk about Urban Meyer, because he does not look well.
No, he does not.
He does not. I mean, the number of cutaways that we saw. No, he normally will never cheat you on the reacts, to use the phrase that Reese Davis always said. He's always a good cutaway guy because he's always reacting adversely or not. But there was one photograph, I want to show it to you here, that I saw over the weekend. Ohio State's going for the tie, and he is during a timeout. He's during a timeout away from the he's away from the huddle. He's not even in the huddle. He's just bending over over his hips while the huddle's being discussed and the play's being discussed. The game is on the line. Like, what's going on?
He looks like he's in excruciating pain, you know. So a couple things. So we at Ohio State, our crew did for Fox twice this season. The first time we had them, they played Indiana. It was a close game, and I happened to be right like around the 15-yard line, and Urban bumped into his director of football operations, and he bumped into, collided, whatever you want to say, and I'm looking right at it. It's a touchdown play, and he's on his knees. The headset is off, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, it didn't look like he bumped in him that hard, but maybe I just, you know, I wasn't expecting to see it or whatever. He told me he was fine after the game, and then our producer had said, yeah, there's a lot of shots we had of him looking in pain throughout the game. And then we had him for Nebraska. It was after they got blown out at Purdue. They had a bye week, and Urban Meyer was getting a lot of questions from his local media about not just his health issues. People knew that he had this brain cyst, but they didn't know really the severity of it. And anything dealing with the brain, you would think, okay, that sounds pretty severe, but also some concerns about, you know, everything that happened in the offseason, coming into the season with Zach Smith, and how much support did he really have from the president of the school. So there was a lot of angst about it. And Urban Meyer, you know, he kind of, somebody pressed him on, will you be back next year as the head coach? And he said yes. It was almost like, what else is he going to say at that point?
Right, of course.
Then he got asked a few minutes later, well, Kirk Herbstreit says you look anguished. And I think when he heard Kirk Herbstreit, that's somebody I can't just kind of, it's not somebody on a message board saying it, somebody who knows me a little bit. It rose to a different threshold. The next day, he had a press conference, as he told us later in the week, because he was getting tired of all the questions about his health and all these issues about whether he's going to come back and everything. So he addressed it to a certain extent. I don't think anybody knows whether he's going to come back or not. But the pictures you showed just now and some of the stuff that a lot of the viewers have seen, and by the way, they're playing Michigan this weekend. You don't think there's going to be a lot of cameras on him then? You wonder, can he continue to coach if that is how he feels? It doesn't look good. Well, it doesn't look normal.
Well, he's not in a huddle when I understand you can delegate, and some diehard Ohio State fans might look at this photograph and identify the coaches who are in there and know that he's maybe delegated to them or not. But I mean, he's not even in the huddle. He's yards away, bent over at his hips. Like, it's really jarring to see something like that, and I understand that these games are important. Trust me, I have already told the NFL Game Day morning show meeting phone call has been set for what's the middle of the fourth quarter on Saturday. I've already told him I'm not making that phone call. Now, I'm not on that phone call. I've already told the everybody who's coming in for Thanksgiving, understand Saturday morning we are stopping everything. Okay, even that, though, if I've got something going on with my head, I'd do something about it.
And I'm not sure how much he can do with it in terms of he's had procedures. When you talk to him about how he's dealing with it, from what I understand, it's only made worse by stress. Well, look at the job he's in. That is a stress chamber, especially how he handles coaching. So you sit there and think about it going, okay, if it's stress-related, it's starting to feel a little bit to me like Jerry Kill, the old Minnesota head coach.
Oh, my gosh.
That was a different health issue.
Right.
It was seizures, and it was something else related, but it's a high-stress job, especially how some of these coaches operate. And so you wonder if it's brought on by stress and it's making you feel this way. Taking time off may be one thing. What's going to happen when you come back to the games again? It's just going to resurface. So I don't think anybody, including Urban Meyer, knows what he's going to do after this season.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.